Regular council meeting of December 13th, 2010. Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Allen.
Here.
Dixon. Here. Gibbons.
Here.
Hannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Mowry.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
Pegg. 8 present.
8 members present. This time, we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I apologize to everybody. We're running a few minutes late this evening. Under chair announcements, executive session of council was conducted on December 1st, 2010 to discuss police and administrative personnel items. And tonight, before we came out, December 13th, 2010, legal and personnel issues. This time, we turn to the reports of the official and the librarian's report.
Good evening. My name is Christine, and I'm the director of your public library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. Just wanted to take a minute to thank the Allegheny Regional Asset District, who on December 1st announced that because they had more revenue than they had anticipated, awarded 3% increases to all of their contractual assets. All the libraries in Allegheny County are one of those contractual assets. So what does that mean for Bethel Park Library? Well, instead of losing $36,000 in funding for 2011, we will lose only $30,000, but we're still very grateful. Which leads me to fundraisers. The Chronicles went out last week. You might have seen in your Chronicles that there is an appeal envelope letter from the library. We're asking for some support, although our municipality supports us very well. Our funding from the state and from the county has gone down in recent years, so we're asking if you could please give us a little bit of support. Or if you have a sweet tooth, the library is also doing a fundraiser where we're selling Fudgy Wudgy Fudge. If you're familiar with Fudgy Wudgy, they're chocolate factories down in the Strip District. So we are selling, we have 4 different flavors over there, and they're selling for $16 a pound. So if you need a last-minute gift, that's a great one. Now let me talk about some of the things that we're doing for you. We now have an express checkout station, so if you want to come and check out books and you don't really want to talk to anybody, or if the line's long, we have an express checkout, much like Giant Eagle. You take your items over there, you scan your library cards, you scan your items, and it has a touch screen, much like Giant Eagle. So we just installed that about a month ago. And 2 other programs, monthly programs that we're starting up. One is Story Time for Adults. If you miss being read to, this is where you want to come. It's for adults. And actually, I'll be doing the reading. And the first session will be Wednesday, December 17th at 7 o'clock. It will meet thereafter on once a month. And our theme this month will be Christmas, so I'll be telling you some Christmas stories. This is not a literature appreciation. I'm simply going to read to you. It's a lot of fun. And also, we have a new book club starting up the second Tuesday of the month, beginning in January. It's our Paranormal Book Club. If you like, there's a lot of fiction out there now regarding vampires and ghosts and werewolves and stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, join us the second Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock. In January, we will be reading The Reincarnationist by M.J. Rose. Some other upcoming programs. Tomorrow, Tuesday, December 14th at 7 o'clock, the Pittsburgh South Writers Group will be meeting. They meet at the library monthly also. We also have Bridge Club on the first and third Fridays of the month at 1 o'clock. Their next meeting will be on the 17th of December. Scrabble Club will meet on Tuesday, the 21st at 1 o'clock. And we have a great program for parents in particular on bullying in the digital age, and that will be held on Saturday, January 15th at 10 o'clock. And just a reminder, the library will be closed on Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the day after is Sunday. We will not be open then either. So if you need any information on these or the other programs that we offer at the library, you can call us or visit our website at bethelparklibrary.org. Are there any questions? Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. At this time, we turn to the police chief's report. And Chief Mackey.
Thank you, Mr. Mowry. Good evening, everyone. I'll start off with a couple reminders.
First of all, we still have a couple openings left for both our LEAP and our Citizens Police Academy programs. Both of the programs start on January 19th this year, and they will run for 10 weeks. If you would like an application for the Citizens Academy or for a high school student for the LEAP program, you can go to the Bethel Park website and download an application, or you could stop in or call the police records room and we'll make sure you get an application. The second reminder is about this year's Bethel Park Police Pals food drive and Adopt a Family programs. The food drive actually kicks off on Wednesday. So if you haven't made a donation to the program and you would like to, you can drop off food items here at the police department or at the very latest Wednesday morning down at the fire station here on Brightwood Road. Beginning 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, volunteers and police officers will be down at the fire station. We'll be putting the boxes of food together, and we desperately need volunteers this year. Everyone's aware we had a work stoppage over at the school district. We used to rely on students to come down and give us a hand putting nearly 200 boxes of food together. So it's really a big project. We could use some help, so if anybody has some time that they can donate to us, we would certainly appreciate your help. Again, if you would like to drop off food, you could still do that tomorrow. Bring it here to the police station, or Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon down at the fire station. We had, and I alluded to it with the work stoppage at the schools, that also hurt the donations for food, because we used to collect food in the schools. And since we weren't going to be able to do that this year, what occurred this past Saturday, I really wanted to bring attention to it and thank a lot of people, particularly Giant Eagle and Walmart on Library Road, and also Shop and Save on Library Road. And what happened was we had police officers and volunteers at those locations, and the stores let us set up food boxes for donations on this past Saturday. The response was just overwhelming, and I really would like to thank everybody who donated, and again the stores for providing the space to us. We collected 55 large boxes of food in donations alone, just from customers walking in and out of the stores, and we also collected just short of $1,200 in donations for the food drive. Now we'll take that $1,200 along with previous donations and the food. We'll put all this together. We'll buy gift certificates. We'll buy additional food. And like I said, we're going to try to provide 200 boxes of food to our neighbors and family and friends that are in need at this time of year. The Adopt a Family program, which I mentioned last month, is off to a very, very good start. And of course, if anybody would like to donate to that program, we'll take those donations for a couple more weeks yet, up till Christmas. And what we're doing there is, again, we have families that aren't going to be able to provide presents for their children for Christmas this year. So far, we have enough to probably purchase upwards of $300 worth of toys and other presents for 11 families here in Bethel Park. And once again, like I said, so that, I guess, amounts to a little over $3,000 in donations that we've received for that program. So we're still accepting donations for the food drive and for the Adopt a Family. So if you're so inclined, please contact us at the police department. Two things I'd like to mention, because it is the holiday season. Number one, we continue to have some issues with vehicle break-ins, and I kind of use that term lightly because actually the cars aren't being broken into. People leave them open, and they leave valuables in their cars, and that's a no-win situation. And I especially bring it up now because it's the shopping season and a lot of people will have their Christmas presents in their cars, parked at the village or wherever they're doing their shopping, and they leave the cars unlocked. And that's just a recipe for disaster. So please, number one, don't leave valuables in your car, and please keep your doors locked, and we can avoid those types of crimes. The other thing I wanted to mention was, because it is that time of year, I've asked folks in the past, if you are so inclined and you would like to show your support for law enforcement, we ask you to illuminate a single blue light on your house for the Christmas season. What that does is the police officers that are out there on patrol, they get to see that you appreciate what they do. And everyone's aware that the last year, basically in the Pittsburgh area, was a pretty rough year for law enforcement. We had a number of officers killed in the line of duty in the Pittsburgh area, and of course the Bethel Park Police Department itself has an unfortunate history where we lost a couple of officers in the line of duty. I can tell you that anytime we're out there on patrol and we see that blue light shining, we know that people appreciate what we do. With all that being said, I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of all the men and women of the Bethel Park Police Department to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Chief. Okay, at this time we'll turn to the Fire Chief's report, and we do not have one this evening. The Fire Department has their annual reorganization meeting tonight, but I believe Mr. Harrison has a comment.
Yes, I think we all recognize we have an excellent volunteer fire company. I emphasize the word volunteer. And I wanted to take the opportunity to just read a short thing in the Chronicles. People got the Chronicles this week. On page 7, there's an article, and it says, "More firefighters are needed to protect your neighborhood. The entire community of Bethel Park is protected from fire by resident volunteers. Since 1927, the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company has not had any paid firefighters. We relied on men and women from within the community to step up and volunteer to protect their family, properties, and neighbors from fire. In the past few years, we have not had enough new people join the volunteer fire department. In order for us to stay self-sufficient and prevent a fire tax to support paid firefighters, we need more volunteers to join now. Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company provides all members with free training and all necessary equipment for students of Community College of Allegheny County. Scholarship program may be available. If you or someone you know is interested in joining, please stop at the Brightwood Road Fire Station any Monday evening at 7 p.m. Pick up an application from our website at www.bethelparkvolunteerfirecompany.com or phone Ed Schmidt 412-559-8491. And the reason I wanted to call that to the people's attention in case they didn't see it is that the volunteer fire company, as it says here, has served Bethel Park since 1927. If the volunteer fire company doesn't get enough volunteers to man the equipment and respond to the fires, then the municipality is going to end up having to have paid people or maybe even a paid fire company, and that's going to have a tremendous impact on our millage rate. So I'd like to encourage people to consider whether they'd like to volunteer, maybe make a New Year's resolution to volunteer, and particularly young people have an opportunity to learn techniques of firefighting, the equipment that's used, and even possibly be able to go to the community college on a scholarship to get some formal education. So if you're interested, please contact the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we turn to the mayor's report and Mayor Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have an abbreviated report tonight, so it will not be long. Good evening, everybody. All you folks at home, good evening. We'll do our birthday club very quickly. This is an interesting month, December. There were no men born way back then. Our list tonight consists of strictly ladies. Mildred Delaney, we wish her a happy birthday. She will be 98 this month. Teresa Bombera, happy birthday to her, 97. Victoria Borchik, happy birthday as well. She's 92. And Claire Pachavis is 91. Dorothy Hawkins is 90. Ella Bauer is 93. And Ethel Emanuel is 97. So we wish all you ladies a very happy birthday and a very Merry Christmas, of course. I want to commend Chief Mackey and the officers for the work they do every year on the food drive and the gift drive that they do for everybody. I want to commend the churches around the Bethel Park that do the same thing. They have their various programs with their angel trees and the things that they do to help the less fortunate people. And the Marine Corps League and EV Hardware, of course. They just had a big day last Saturday collecting toys for distribution for children as well. And I think it just says a lot for people who live in Bethel Park. They're very giving. They're very concerned about their fellow man, and I wish them a very Merry Christmas too. All those folks that participated, and we'll say Happy Holidays to those who haven't helped. So anyway, that was just really all I have for tonight, and so I'll just wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year also, and call it that. Mr. Chairman, that's all we have.
Thank you very much, Mayor. At this time, we turn to the approval of the minutes, and Mr. Allen.
I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of November 8th, 2010.
Second.
There's a motion and second to approve the regular council meeting minutes of November 8, 2010. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon. Yes. Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Allen.
Next item is a public hearing of October 25th, 2010. I move that we approve the minutes of the public hearing of October 25th, 2010, proposed amendment to zoning ordinance providing for the columbarium as a permitted accessory to churches and permitted cemeteries.
Second.
There's a motion and second to approve the minutes of the public hearing of October 25th, 2010, proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance providing for a columbarium as a permitted accessory to churches and permitted cemeteries. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Dixon. Yes. Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Can we turn now to the approval of the bills and payrolls? And Mr. Allen.
I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 121310 in the amount of $953,648.63.
Second.
There's a motion and second to approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 121310 in the amount of $953,648.63. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0. Before we go to the resident comment section, 2 months ago we were asked by a resident who came to the microphone about a little bit about our sign ordinance for political signs. The solicitor was asked to give council an update, which he did, and when we came to the floor, I neglected to ask the solicitor to provide the same report to the community. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. McTiernan to give an update on, or give an overview of our sign ordinance regarding political signs.
Yes, Mr. President, as you mentioned, I did review the case law from the federal courts, our own ordinances, and in addition, a lot of articles about different lawsuits that have been brought about this issue. And as council's aware, one of the citizens came forward about a month before the general election and specifically complained about the unsightliness of political signs in municipal public right-of-ways. He asked that the council do something about it. He wasn't too specific whether he meant removal or citation. And I just to bring council up to date, there is a municipal ordinance that prohibits obstructions in rights of way. But as I mentioned at the time, I think we have to be very careful about First Amendment because we're talking about political signs. Litigation by the ACLU over political signs is the richest source of litigation against municipalities in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I've even heard the director of the ACLU mention that himself, that that's one of his areas that he looks for, what he feels are violations of the First Amendment. And of course, as council's aware, if you do not prevail in a case like that, you have to pay all the plaintiff's attorney's fees, and that comes right out of the public treasury. There's no insurance coverage or anything of that nature. So I think you have to be particularly careful about political signs. I think Bethel Park, from my review with Mr. Segrimus and his staff, is that Bethel Park has a pretty good approach to it. They take, of course, if anything is an obstruction that represents a traffic hazard of any kind, Chief Mackey's officers report that, follow up on that, and nothing that's a traffic hazard is allowed to remain in a right-of-way. With respect to political signs, the department waits approximately 10 days after the election. Very often those signs are actually removed. And if they're not removed, they're treated then as abandoned property, and very frequently the Public Works Department then removes them to just from aesthetic point of view. But nobody can make an accusation, and this is one of the risky areas, is that people claim, no matter how neutral the ordinance is, there's potential claims, well, you took my signs, or you didn't take the other person's signs, or you took mine out disproportionately, and that allegation of discrimination is what creates lawsuits. So I think there is a good ordinance. I think it's neutral, but I think the way of enforcing it and the way of treating it by the municipality is very sound. It both enforces the ordinance, but it does avoid any allegations of political discrimination or First Amendment violations. So I think it's a pretty sound approach, and my recommendation would just allow Mr. Segrimus and the municipality just continue to do what they're doing.
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Harrison.
I'd like to ask the chief, the municipal employees that travel around the municipality most day in and day out are the police. Do you have a system where they report back to the Public Works when there's signs that are, because all of us, I'm sure, see signs that have been up for 30, 45 days. And it just seems to me that maybe if we had a procedure where they report back to Public Works, then the Public Works would know to get it removed. Thank you.
We do have a system. We have what we call work orders. When an officer sees anything in the municipality that needs attention by the road department, they'll fill out a work order. That gets forwarded to the Public Works Department, and then they take action on any issues that are brought up by the police department.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So what you're suggesting, Mr. McTiernan, is if we took down all of Mr. O'Brien's signs and left mine up, that would not be prudent?
I finally found out who was doing it.
Madam put the solicitor.
Finally found out.
That would not be prudent, as the former president.
Excuse me?
Not prudent.
Okay.
I was wondering for 20 years.
Okay, is there anything else before we turn to resident comment section?
Okay, you don't have to.
Okay, if we can turn to the resident comment section. If you'd like to come to the microphone, I'm sorry, and state your name and address, and we do have a 3-minute limit.
Right over there.
I'm
sir.
sorry.
My name is Gary Jenkins. I've lived in Bethel Park since 1964. I'm 71 years old. I play basketball and I play volleyball at the community center. And the fees went in, and it was not excessive for seniors, $5, no problem. But we're supported by a few seniors, 3 of them, 180, 179, and 178, that live out of the community, that probably can't afford to pay the $80 that you put on the fee for out-of-town participants, which meant that if we lost some of these people that were from out of town, it would shut us down because we wouldn't have enough to collect. I like being an active senior citizen, 71 years old. there's two more that are playing with me in Bethel Park, Ed Gustave and Mark Rendine. And we're very concerned about having something even going on during the day in that community center. It's a beautiful community center, great basketball court. And I would hope that you resolve something so that we can continue to play. I don't know, I talked to Mark O'Brien, and he said and I sent a letter, which I think everybody had seen. And I hope something has been resolved that we can continue to play. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This has kind of been a somewhat a contentious issue for us. It's kind of a work in process. You know, we had some meetings, we talked about it. We know it's not perfect, but we're working on it. We may make some changes this evening on resolving, because we're listening to what the community said.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. O'Brien.
I think this is the appropriate time unless people are done with residents' comments.
I don't know if you have a resolution for me.
No, I don't, but
But I have another thought from what you were thinking of, Mark, was that if you reduce the out-of-town to $25, everybody would come in there with a card, and it'd be kosher for everybody during the day, any time of the day. It would work, and I think they would pay.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we amend the ordinance fees and ID card system at the Bethel Park Community Center to start at 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday, commencing January 1st, 2011.
Mr. O'Brien?
Is there a second?
I wanted to...
There's a motion on the floor. We need an appropriate second before.
Okay.
I'll second the
it.
motion.
Okay, the motion, there's a motion on the floor that we amend the ordinance for fees and ID card system at the Bethel Park Community Center to start at 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, commencing January 1st, 2012. Mr. Dixon.
11.
I'm sorry, 2011.
Again.
Get ahead of yourself. I just wanted to clarify the motion. What we're voting on is that the fees will not become effective each weekday, Monday through Friday, until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So therefore, anytime before 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday, there is no ID required, no fee required. Is that correct?
That's the correction for my motion. The intention of my motion is to suspend the card system till 3 o'clock Monday through Friday to address all the concerns and all the calls. And it is a work in progress that I've received. And if this doesn't work, then obviously we can up it. But to let it go through and not amend this, then we'll be looking at refunding people money if we chose to reduce this. I think it's a proper step. Based on the seniors that like to walk from the Gold Card Club, the seniors during the day, the actual usage of the center Monday through Friday till 3 p.m. is down. And after talking to Mr. Jenkins and others, I just hate to see the usage of the center during the day in a non-peak hour go to zero or be reduced because of people can't afford it in a non-peak time. I think our intentions were this center would be used. It is starting to be used. Mr. Jenkins has worked on this program for 3 years, and it's a senior program for exercise. And I just, we've tried to work it out. We've tried to talk about it. I wouldn't be making this motion tonight, but urgency is of the essence because the fee system goes in January. So tonight I had no recourse but to bring this to the floor, and that's why I'm doing it. Thank you.
Mr. President?
Mr. Dixon.
One more comment, just a brief background. The entire reason for instituting the fee and card system is because too many out-of-town people are using the facility, but that doesn't really kick in until evening. The problem does not exist, per se, during the daytime, Monday through Friday. So I think this is an excellent compromise to help alleviate an expense for people who are already there at the community center, and it still helps to correct the problem that we're experiencing in the evening. So I think it's an excellent compromise.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. Is there any other? Mr. Allen.
As Paul said, it's a start, it's a work in progress, and one thing that it doesn't address at this point is the non-residents, but we do know that we get a lot of people over there for lunch, and those people will leave the senior lounge, walk over to the walking trail that we have, and so based on the compromise we've talked about so far, to get the program going, I'll definitely support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Mr. Harrison.
I don't know what the right formula is, but it concerns me that we discussed a fee system, a card system, and we published it, and now before it even gets implemented, we're talking about changing it. I'd suggested that maybe the staff list all the comments we've made and come back to the council on our next committee meeting in January and with some recommendation. I will say the suggestion the gentleman made on the floor about the $25 sounds like a pretty reasonable compromise. But short of that, I'll be voting no on this motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. O'Brien.
My second time to speak. I thought that we listened to staff, and we did have a couple different suggestions today at our meeting, and they suggested this way would be the easiest way to implement this based on our ideas. So I have listened, I have discussed it with them, I have talked to them, I have talked to people, and this seems to be the best compromise. If Mr. Jenkins' suggestion, that can be implemented later. We can come up with a reduced fee next year. I mean, these fees are for a year. We just can't up and down. But I think this is the way to go.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Any additional comments?
Mr. Mowry?
Mr. McLean.
Thank you. I intend to vote in favor of this. My opinion about whether we should do this now or wait is that if we've identified an issue and we know that there's something that we need to address, we're better off getting a handle on it and taking care of it right now. I think all of us are glad that the community center is being used. I think we would prefer that everybody be able to use it for free, but we know that can't be the case because we've got, frankly, too much use. But what we're trying to fix is the problem in the evening, and I think we need to aim the solution at the problem. And I'd hate to think that people who are able to use it during the day and want to aren't able to because we had to fix a problem during some other part of the day. So I'm going to vote in favor of this because I think it's a better fix to what we're trying to accomplish.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. Any additional comments? Mrs. Gibbons.
Yeah, I was concerned at first with the whole idea of changing the structure before we had even implemented it because it's obviously been published, it's out there already, and I was concerned with what would happen. I did receive a few calls asking if we could please have a senior walking rate or just a track use fee rather than, and then the full fee would be for both the basketball court and the walking trail. But after listening to these comments, I do feel a little bit better about supporting this issue, that we've not made drastic changes and we can go with this proposal for now. Obviously if there's problems, we see the problems, we can fix them. But for right now, then I do feel more comfortable supporting this proposal.
Thank you very much. Is there any additional comments? Hearing none, I'd like to ask the manager to call the roll.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
No.
McLean.
Yes.
Mowry.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1. Are there any other, thank you. Are there any other residents who would have any comments? Hearing none, can we turn to the agenda and general policy and finance and Mr. Hannon, and we have no residents signed up to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Maurer. The first item is approving the regular council meeting minutes. Move that we approve the following year, 2011, regular council meeting dates with a starting time of 7:30 p.m. January 10th, February 14th, March 14th, April 11th, May 9th, June 13th, July 11th, August 8th, September 12th, October 10th, November 14th, December 12th.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the following year 2011 regular council meeting dates with the starting time at 7:30 p.m., January 10th, February 14th, March 14th, April 11th, May 9th, June 13th, July 11th, August 8th, September 12th, October 10th, November 14th, and December 12th. Gabe said everybody's wondering, that's the second Monday of each month. Is there any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Item B, I move that we adopt the resolution relative to the proposal submitted by Brentwood Bank for the year 2011 tax anticipation note in accordance with the Finance Director's correspondence dated November 24th, 2010.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt a resolution relative to proposals submitted by Brentwood Bank for the year of 2011 tax anticipation note in accordance with the Finance Director's correspondence dated November 24th, 2010. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Move that we approve the ordinance providing salaries for the Bethel Park management, supervisory, and other confidential employees.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the ordinance providing salaries for the Bethel Park management, supervisory, and other confidential employees. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Thank you.
And the next item is a reappointment to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board. Move that we reappoint Robert Beach to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we reappoint Robert Beach to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Next item is a reappointment to the Cable TV Board. I move that we reappoint Matt McKee to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2014.
Second.
A motion and a second to reappoint Matt McKee to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2014. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Next item is a reappointment to the Civil Service Commission. Move that we reappoint James Barazini to the Civil Service Commission for a term to expire December 31st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and second to reappoint James Barazini to the Civil Service Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Next one is a reappointment to the Municipal Authority. Move that we reappoint James Boyle to the Municipal Authority for a term to expire December 31st, 2015.
Second.
A motion and second to reappoint James Boyle to Municipal Authority for a term to expire on December 31st, 2015. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Givens?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Item H, move we reappoint Judy Kuzman to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we reappoint Judy Kuzman to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
Maury?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Givens?
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
move that we reappoint Thomas Clavin to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2014.
Second.
There's a motion and second to reappoint Thomas Clavin to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire December 31st, 2014. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hammond.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
I move that we reappoint Jack Tortorese to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2015.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Jack Tortorese to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2015. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
I move that we reappoint Mark Shine to the Planning and Zoning Commission for an unexpired term to end on December 31st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second we appoint Mark Shine to the Planning and Zoning Commission for an unexpired term to end on December 31st, 2013. Any discussion of this item?
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Harrison.
I've had a personal policy not to vote favorably on people to things like the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Zoning Hearing Board, that type of thing that has involvement in real estate or development in the community. Mr. Shine is aware, I've discussed it with him in my position, so I'll be voting no on this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Any additional comments? Hearing none, can we, Mr. Spagna, please call the roll?
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
No.
McLean.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-1. Mr. Hannon.
Next is another appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I move that we appoint Alfred Ernst Jr. to the Planning and Zoning Commission for an unexpired term to end on December 31st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we appoint Alfred G. Ernst Jr. to the Planning Commission, or excuse me, to the Planning and Zoning Commission for the unexpired term to end on December 31st, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes. Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
We have no further items under General Policy Finance, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Hannon. Are there any additional items?
Mr. Meyer?
Mr. Allen.
I actually have two items. The first one, I'd like to say hello to my mother who's recuperating at Manor Care. And this is her first, watching our council meetings. She's moving to Bethel Park, so she knows that she will be watching them the second Monday of every month. So,
Hi, Mrs. Allen.
You better be a good boy, Jack. You better be a good boy.
The second item is, speaking of fundraising, as part of the Bethel Park Veterans Committee, we've had fundraisers in the past where we'd have Oktoberfest. This year we're doing something a little different. We have tote bags that are for sale. They're only $5. Right now they're available at the library and at Dairy Queen. Comes in 3 colors, black, blue, and green. All the proceeds go to the Veterans Memorial Committee for the maintenance and any future projects that we have at our monument, and would certainly appreciate the support from the community for this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Planning and Zoning and Mr. Dixon?
Mr. President, we have no items.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Are there additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Health, Safety, and Welfare and Mr. Allen?
Mr. Meyer, we have no items under Health, Safety, and Welfare.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Now, are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And we have no residents signed up to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Maury. First item is a sodium bicarbonate contract. I move we award a 1-year contract for sodium bicarbonate 50-pound bags at the Piney Forks Wastewater Treatment Plant to Univar USA, Inc. for the low bid of .259 per pound in accordance with the Director of Community Services correspondence dated November 19, 2010.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to award a one-year contract for sodium bicarbonate 50-pound bags at the Piney Fork Wastewater Treatment Plant to Univar USA, Inc. for a low bid of .259 cents per pound in accordance with the Director of Community Service correspondence dated November 19, 2010. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagnon, would you please call the roll?
Allen.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Letter B, resolution donation of property to the municipality. I move that we adopt the resolution authorizing the transfer of block and lot number 317F365 from Mr. William Canals to the municipality of Bethel Park.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt a resolution authorizing the transfer of block and lot number 317-F-365 from Mr. William Canals to the municipality of Bethel Park. Any discussion of this item?
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Harrison.
Could we get the appropriate staff member to just tell the public where this is located and the relationship to properties that we own?
Mr. Segrimus.
Yeah, this is a half-acre parcel, triangular in shape. It abuts Molly Hill Park off of Santa Fe Drive.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other items for discussion? Now, hearing none, Mr. Spagnon, would you please call the roll?
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. Chairman, there are no other items under Public Works and Maintenance, but I have one.
Mr. O'Brien.
I'd just like to wish our staff and all the people of Bethel Park a very happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas. And also, I hope Santa will bring all my political signs back for next year. He has to stop at Mr. Maury's house.
Mr. Chairman.
Mayor.
I mentioned this in my report and I forgot. We are in the middle of our lighting contest, and we are getting all our judges are all lined up. We're all ready to go there. And we're looking for some more names for recommendations of people who have gone out of their way to light their homes up this year. Make sure that we know that you want to be judged. We intend to judge everybody anyway, but make sure you don't get missed. If you want to make sure you or your neighbor's house gets judged, please contact Kathy Lordi here at the municipal building. She's one of our secretaries, and she's looking for these phone calls or letters or whatever.
She's here with us tonight.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I just have one announcement, as we talked about earlier, about the ID card system at the community center. I believe in the Chronicles outlined the plan and what we're going to do in the fees. Unfortunately, we changed the fees tonight. As everybody heard, the ID card system will not go in place till 3 p.m. Monday through Fridays. Having said that, those of you watching on TV, there is going to be a small video of the operation and how it's going to work at the community center. So as much as everybody loves to watch our meeting, stay tuned for another 10 or 15 minutes, and you'll get an idea of what we're going to be talking about, or what we're going to be having is the ID card over the community center. I'd like to thank our recreation department and the public access people for putting it together. And Mr. O'Brien, you may be getting your coal in the stocking, because I'm not sure you've been such a good boy.
I think I'm going to get a tandem.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Are there any additional items?
Move we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn second. All in favor? Meeting adjourned, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Good night, Mrs. Allen.
Sign up now for your Bethel Park Community Center Gym and Track membership. This membership will grant you access to the gym and track facilities at the Bethel Park Community Center for an entire year. Stop by the Bethel Park Community Center during regular business hours to complete the easy 4-step process that will have you enjoying our great athletic facilities in no time. Once you're at the community center, all you need to do is provide photo identification to verify your address, fill out one of our membership applications, have your picture taken by our staff, receive your membership card, and you're ready to enjoy the Bethel Park Gymnasium and walking track. You will receive a wallet and keychain-sized ID card, which you will need to bring with you every time you use the gym and walking track. If you forget your card, you may provide your information to the community center staff, and they will be able to pull up your membership information and verify your identity through the picture stored in the system. This will be done a total of 3 times before the staff will require that you purchase a replacement membership card. Youth, adult, family, and senior memberships are available, as well as individual daily passes. Individual memberships include 5 complimentary guest passes, and family memberships include 15 guest passes. So you can invite other friends and family to enjoy our great athletic facility. So sign up for a Bethel Park Community Center Gym and Track membership today and begin enjoying all the great recreational resources it has to offer. Contact the Bethel Park Community Center for more information.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
And with 0% down, all you have to pay on this mortgage is the interest. Now that's affordable.
Are you sure?
Savings Man.
Watch out, you two. This is not your typical mortgage guy. He's really a subprime mate. Out you go. Monkeying around with the wrong mortgage can destroy your dreams.
You're right, Savings Man.
Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
Sign up now for your Bethel Park Community Center Gym and Track membership. This membership will grant you access to the gym and track facilities at the Bethel Park Community Center for an entire year. Stop by the Bethel Park Community Center during regular business hours to complete the easy 4-step process that will have you enjoying our great athletic facilities in no time. Once you're at the community center, all you need to do is provide photo identification to verify your address, fill out one of our membership applications, have your picture taken by our staff, receive your membership card, and you're ready to enjoy the Bethel Park Gymnasium and walking track. You will receive a wallet and keychain-sized ID card, which you will need to bring with you every time you use the gym and walking track. If you forget your card, you may provide your information to the community center staff, and they will be able to pull up your membership information and verify your identity through the picture stored in the system. This will be done a total of 3 times before the staff will require that you purchase a replacement membership card. Youth, adult, family, and senior memberships are available, as well as individual daily passes. Individual memberships include 5 complimentary guest passes, and family memberships include 15 guest passes. So you can invite other friends and family to enjoy our great athletic facility. So sign up for a Bethel Park Community Center Gym and Track membership today and begin enjoying all the great recreational resources it has to offer. Contact the Bethel Park Community Center for more information.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, it's my Social Security statement.
Oh, gosh, how are we going to retire on that?
Never fear, young savers.
It's Savings Man.
You need to save more. You'll need this.
Oh, the ballpark estimate worksheet.
That's right. Get it at choosetosave.org and find out how much you'll need to save for your future.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and stay tuned for more Savings Man. And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Oh dear, I can't afford that.
Charge it. You can pay it off later.
Not so fast, credit card guy.
Savings Man.
Don't let him entice you, ma'am. Credit card guy can lead you to big trouble. You need a savings plan.
You're right, Savings Man.
Get this ballpark estimate worksheet at choosetosave.org. It will help you get started.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and get your ballpark estimate today. And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Let's live at the beach.
Let's golf every day.
How about a trip?
Season baseball tickets?
Sounds like you're planning for retirement.
Hey, Savings Man.
Are you saving enough?
We are, thanks to the easy ballpark estimate worksheet at choosetosave.org.
Hope you're saving for health insurance.
Absolutely, because health insurance is important. Thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and get your ballpark estimate today. And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
This is great. Every day should be like this.
It will be when I retire in a few years. I've been planning and saving.
Did you save for me?
Well, this is unexpected.
Where'd you come from?
Out of the blue, just like an illness, an emergency, or a...
That's enough, Mr. Unexpected.
Savings Man.
There's still time to plan. Find out how at choosetosave.org with a ballpark estimate worksheet.
I will. Thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org today.
Here comes the monster. The Tickle Monster!
Just imagine what a little time can do for your family. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.